Which animatronics do you think don't get the love they deserve?
Welcome to 12 of the most underrated Disney animatronics,
Ranging from the rarest
to the ones hiding on plain sight.
Fastpass Facts.
But before we begin, we would like to announce that we're still collecting and trading cards at Disney's Collects by Tops, today's video sponsor.
This is an amazing app where Disney fans all over the world collect and trade our favorite Disney character cards.
There are so many amazing sets to choose from and collect, but the best part of the app for us is getting to trade with you guys and receiving all your messages.
You get to trade your cards with other Disney fans from around the world so you can complete your sets and get the awards. Right now, we are trying to complete the Mr. Robinson set.
So go ahead and download the app. Look for our username, FASTPASSFACTSYT, follow us, and let's help each other complete our collections.
The app is completely free, and you can get cards and coins daily to grow your collection. We'll leave a link in the description.
We all love our Indiana Jones. With the extreme fast-paced action, the unbelievable special effects, and our favorite boulder. But one thing this attraction also has is animatronics. There are 3 indie animatronics on both the Disneyland and Tokyo Disney Sea versions of this attraction, and all of them are great, from the one that is holding the doors shut telling us to escape, to the unbelievable indie that is hanging from the rope precariously in front of the rolling boulder. But the one we have decided on has got to be the Indiana Jones at the very end of the ride before the exit station. This is a full-body A100 figure that we get to see pretty up close and has exquisite details in the facial sculpt and costume to the fluidity of the movement. We believe this animatronic goes largely unnoticed because of the location and short visibility when passing by, and though we love him, we have to deduct a few points because neither animatronic, whether it be in Disneyland or Disney Sea, are voiced by Harrison Ford. But we give this guy a solid 6 out of 10. We are very big fans of the Cars franchise and couldn't help but put this one on the list. But we aren't talking about Radiator Springs racers in this video. Today, we are talking about one of the single most impressive figures Disney has ever produced. Lightning McQueen's Racing Academy is a theater attraction taking place after the events of Cars 3 and is a demonstration of our favorite race cars' driving abilities in a virtual simulator, and this animatronic is breathtaking. This life-size Lightning McQueen can not only talk, blink, and look around, but can also drive on its platform, giving it an incredible lifelike appearance. Because of the simple nature of this attraction and weird location in the corner of the park behind Rock and Roller Coaster, it is largely skipped, and therefore, we think it's a shame to miss. This could have easily been our #1 pick, but the biggest letdown is that we only get to see this beautiful robot from the front about half the time. And even when Lightning himself is front and center, most of the attention is pointed towards screens. Because of this, we are only giving this animatronic a 4 out of 10. What isn't great about these guys? These seagulls are the definition of how Disney pays special attention to details. These seagulls are from the hit Pixar movie Finding Nemo, known by their incredibly annoying and funny catchphrase, "Mine." Now, these guys may be missed upon riding this attraction for the first time since they aren't actually on the ride. These guys can be seen on a buoy in the lagoon that the submarines, well, voyage around. That's why they are on this list. Though they aren't the most physically impressive animatronics, they are a perfect addition to the atmosphere and a fun laugh for the keen observers who visit the park. We give these guys a 7 out of 10. We also have to send an honorable mention to their Walt Disney World counterparts in Epcot by the Sign for the Seas with Nemo and Friends. Don't miss any of them. This, in our opinion, is one of the most impressive animatronics at Magic Kingdom, not because of how complex he is, but how sometimes the old tricks are still the best. Lumiere is of course from the classic movie Beauty and the Beast, and serves as our storyteller for this attraction. Now, this experience could easily go unnoticed, since it is considered a walkthrough attraction targeted towards the little ones, but this incredible animatronic shouldn't be missed. That's why he is on this list, paired with the simplistic way this character is brought to life. Lumiere is proudly perched in front of a black velvet tapestry on top of the mantle in front of all the guests. It is behind this tapestry that all the magic happens. Behind the curtain is the mechanism to control Lumiere, more like a puppet with rods than a standard animatronic, but the illusion is absolutely breathtaking. In fact, when we saw this for the first time, we hardly believed what we were seeing. This attraction, as of the writing of this video, is still not open due to COVID protocols, but was promised by the end of the year. Otherwise, he would likely be higher on this list. But as it currently stands, Lumiere earns a fitting 8 out of 10. Muppet Vision 3D is one of our favorite attractions, and now that Disneyland's version of the show has closed for Philharmagic, Hollywood Studios is the only place left to see this hilarious show. The Muppets themselves need little introduction, but which animatronic are we going to pick? Will it be Bean, Statler and Waldorf, the Penguins? We couldn't decide either, so we're cheating a little and picking all of them. The simple movements of these early animatronics fit the puppet style that they are all emulating, and would be easy to fool anyone into thinking they were real puppets. But why did we include them on this list? Though the Muppets remain to be one of the most recognizable franchises since the 1970s, they have begun to lose their popularity in the parks, and the attraction itself rarely has a wait time. And though that is great for us fans, it's a shame to see these lovable characters go unseen. We're gonna give the Muppets a 6 out of 10, but we also have to give a shout out to the walk-around Sweetums costume character that walks through the middle of the show. We love him. Galaxy's Edge is the single biggest expansion that Disney has ever undertaken, and frankly, we love it. Modeled after the beloved Star Wars franchise, this land takes you to the planet of Batu's Black Spire outpost and is chock full of exquisite details, including some unbelievable animatronics. We couldn't narrow it down to just one, so we cheated again and picked all of them throughout this painfully immersive land. Everything from the smelter droid roasting meat over a pod racer engine, a Dianoga poking its eye out of the murky holding tank to a water fountain, a sleeping loth cat in a cage in the marketplace, to the incredible Doc Ondar walking around behind his desk. This land is truly amazing and one that is worth exploring. We're giving this collective of creatures a 10 out of 10. Mickey's Philharmagic is a 4D theater experience that can be found in Disney parks all around the world, from the United States all the way to Japan, China, and France. Altogether, this attraction has been adapted for 5 different Disney parks. So why would we include it on this list? Simple. It has one easy-to-miss animatronic at the end. In the attraction, Donald Duck, who is the star of the show, gets launched out of a tuba and towards the screen. The lights go out and we hear him flying through the air with a crash. Be sure to look behind you because there you will see the, seat of Donald Duck and his 2 wiggling feet stuck in a wall. This animatronic is very basic, but makes for a fun laugh at the end of a great attraction. And though Donald's hindquarters are not the most technologically impressive, they are still great fun. We give this sassy sailor's seat a 6 out of 10. Who's Rosita? Where's Tropical Hideaway, you may ask? Well, that is why Rosita has made her way on this list. Rosita is a callback to the Barker bird that used to be perched up above the enchanted tiki room at Adventureland. When it opened back up in 1963, the bird was so popular that he had to be removed because guests were too entertained by watching him and not going into the attraction itself and blocking the sidewalk. This leads us to Rosita. Rosita is a white cockatoo who is perched in the restaurant Tropical Hideaway, but is also visible from the Jungle Cruise. She was a reference from the Enchanted Tiki Room when Jose asks, "What happened to Rosita?" and gestures to an empty perch with her name on it. Well, she decided to go out on her own and has been entertaining diners since 2018, where she will sing and tell jokes. She ended up on this list because unless you know to eat at the Tropical Hideaway, then there is a chance you wouldn't even see her. We give her a 7 out of 10 because she is just fun to watch and adds great atmosphere to Adventureland as a whole. This attraction has been a historic staple of Disneyland since it opened with It's a Small World at the 1964 World's Fair. Now though, the Lincoln animatronic that is currently in use today is not the original from 1964. That one can still be found on display at Disney's Hollywood Studios at the One Man's Dream Mini Museum before a short film. Today we are talking about the Abraham Lincoln that is currently in use at Disneyland. And though this attraction has been in place for quite some time, not that many people visit it these days, and we find that disappointing. The next time you're at Disneyland, take a moment to get out of the sun and enjoy Walt's favorite attraction, and the start of all audio animatronics we know and love today. And for that fact, we give President Lincoln a 10 out of 10. Let's also not forget the honorary mentions of the original Lincoln on display and the Abraham Lincoln in use at the Magic Kingdom at the Hall of Presidents. Tony Soloroni is the head pizza chef at the Pan Galactic Pizza Port and has been cooking up hot pies in Tokyo Disney and Tomorrowland since 1989 and doesn't seem to be stopping anytime soon. Tony is actually best friends with our #1 pick, but we will discuss him in a few minutes. At the controls of the PZ5000, Tony is often singing, fiddling with the sometimes unreliable machine, and talking to other aliens like himself, such as his wife or his boss. But Tony was originally put in place to act as an original Star Wars tie-in, but due to his comical design and appearance that didn't fit in with the Star Wars aesthetic, they had to create another tie-in animatronic, who we will talk about shortly. The foreshadowing is strong with this one. We find Tony to be underrated because his position in the restaurant, though it is very easy to see, it's difficult to watch as he's above the service counter. Plus, unless you visit this restaurant, then you might just miss him altogether. So we give this guy a 5 out of 10. Officer Zix was a security officer for the Star Tours travel agency and was stationed in customs between your departure from your flight and the Pan-Galactic Pizza Port. Officer Zix was actually made as a way to bridge the gap between the two styles of Star Wars and Tony Soloroni, who, as we mentioned before, was thought to be too cartoony. This officer fit the bill perfectly with a more muted color palette, and being right up and in person as you exit, he was hard to miss. Officer Zix, unfortunately, is no longer with us and has since been removed since Star Tours was renovated and renamed Star Tours The Adventure Continues, which is why he has ended up on this list. This friendly customs officer was also used to create another staple in the Disney parks that true fans may recognize, and for this, we have to give him a 10 out of 10. This has been our list of the top 12 underrated animatronics in the Disney parks, and we hope you enjoyed it. If there's anything we missed or you disagree with, feel free to tell us in the comments, and don't forget to join the Duck Squad and to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching!